today I've got my jewellery wish list here with me because I thought we could talk about a few of my favourite jewellery pieces if we were to look through my Pinterest board for jewellery inspiration, and I can link that down below as well if you'd be interested. You'd see a lot of stacking, a lot of layering, a lot of rings, colourful gemstones. I'm really into that. I've been wearing almost exclusively silver recently. I just like that cooler tone on my kind of coolish, neutral-ish skin tone. I think it suits me a little bit better, and obviously it's so much more affordable. But my personal preference is for a silver, a white gold, or even a softer yellow gold, something like a 9 carat, 10 carat, 14 carat solid gold. And I find that if your skin tone leans more warm, it tends to suit, you know, the middle to the warmer types of yellow gold, or even a rose gold sometimes as well. First up are a couple of pieces from Alexandra Beth jewellery. This first image from Alexandra Beth lives in my mind rent-free. It's so good. The stacking here is pristine. I love the effortless layering, the different styles of the tennis necklaces that they have shown here, the diamond necklaces, and also with that gorgeous longer Rolo chain with the connector, the really chunky round connector. It's got kind of like a push-in clasp, so you sort of just have to push it in to link it into the necklace. And that gorgeous pear shape diamond, gorgeous. And then also she has these more playful versions of the tennis necklaces rather than the classic 3-prong setting or the classic 4-prong setting where it's like a line necklace and all the diamonds lay in a row, which is also gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But I just think something like either the pear shaped bezel that she has, or even the round cut orb with a little bit of space in between the individual diamonds, it's just a bit more fun, a bit more playful, and probably a little bit more easy for layering and stacking for day to day versus that really classic look of, you know, a line necklace or a tennis necklace, which always reads very classy, very put together. So if you want to kind of pare it back almost, I know we're not really paring it back because we're still, you know, it's still diamond necklace at the end of the day, but I just think it looks really fun and really playful. This is available in white gold or yellow gold, depending on what you like. I think it's 14 carat as well. So I love gemstone jewelry. I'm wearing some gemstone rings now. I'm not actually wearing my necklace, which I wear every day. I wonder what I've done with that. My kids love to play with it, and I'm always begging them, please do not break this. It's my favorite. But whether it's your own birth month or a gemstone that represents a birth month of someone close to you, you get the personality, the meaning, the color, like all rolled into one. So I just love gemstone jewelry. This particular charm by Gorjana, which is in 14 karat gold, but it's on the more affordable side. I think because it's that bit smaller, more dainty. The gemstone is a little bit smaller, but it is in solid gold, so it will last you a lifetime versus something like a gold vermeil. And I also think because of the size, it tends to lend itself well to layering, like maybe stacking a few different charms on the same necklace or something like that without being too heavy or too much weight, like being too much visual weight as well, with like too many large bulky charms together, which can be a bit overwhelming. But you can buy it either as the necklace version or just as a charm on its own, which is a great option if you already have necklaces and chains that you prefer. Another gemstone charm here that I have that I love with a bit more presence is this oval version by Starling. I have an amethyst bezel set charm that I wear pretty much every day. I'm not wearing it today, I feel like that's so ironic, but the Starling one is quite a bit larger than the one that I have, enough to where I think it could be really nice and kind of like a standalone piece on its own, especially if you put it on a more dramatic chain, something like an omega that holds its shape, like round, or like a large Rolo chain or something like that, or like the one that we saw before from Alexandra Beth with the circle connector, like put it on a connector and then it kind of makes it stand out on its own even more so. The Aquamarine in particular looks so stunning. It's my favorite one, I think, and it also comes in yellow, white, or rose gold options as well, all 14 karat solid gold. I have mentioned the yearly company bangles before. I didn't want to include every single option of their bangles on this shop my list just to keep it looking clean and streamlined, so I went with probably my favorite, which is the ripple. It's such a nice wavy effect and I haven't seen that anywhere else. It's just different enough to feel kind of sculptural and interesting without being too like just different for the sake of being different, where it becomes gimmicky and something that you kind of would tire of. The whole company ethos is based around pieces that are meaningful and they kind of fit into your life story, and I just really love that. They have a piece, for example, called the Notched, where you can actually custom engrave the different notches, like the spaces between them, so that it kind of almost becomes like this hidden message where it represents either a special date to you or like somebody's name or something. And I don't know, I really like that. It makes it even more specifically meaningful to you. These come with a lifetime repair policy too, and they are available in 14 karat yellow gold, white gold, or rose gold. Okay, onto a couple pieces from Kinn. These darling little baguette diamond earrings. They're just a little bit off center from the normal regular diamond kind of stud that you would picture. I do wear their little, these ones are from Kinn here. They're little micro bar studs, and these have been in my ears every day since I purchased them. They have given me not a spot of trouble. It's so nice to have something that's just in all the time, and they just go with everything. I love them. I also really appreciate Kinn's bracelets. The Hampshire house bracelet first caught my eye, but I wonder if the smaller mini version might suit me a little bit better, because even though I'm not like strictly minimalist dainty jewelry vibes, I do think that smaller scale tends to suit my features a little bit better. And like I said, like I am definitely in my silver era right now, and they do have some silver pieces on their website, but there's something about gold and bracelets and summer that I think, I don't know, that just works really well. Gold looks really nice with a tan, and when you're just wearing dresses and not like having sleeves and stuff, it's so much easier to show off your bracelets. I feel like this Hampshire would stack so nicely with some sort of tennis bracelet or gemstone bracelet, something with either diamonds or colorful gemstones. I really like their North Star V anniversary bracelet. I presume they mean the 5th anniversary bracelet. It's gorgeous. It's got like links and diamonds interspersed between the links, and it just looks, there's something about that. It might be my favorite one from them, I think. All right, on to Jane Pope, and they have some beautiful pieces. I love this simple but beautiful, it's a bezel set diamond that's actually on a chain. It doesn't like actually move around, it's static right in the middle, which just looks really nice how it kind of floats there in the middle with a very, very dainty chain. I would probably be a little bit cautious about buying something so dainty for myself, knowing how clumsy I am. I'd be worried about it breaking. But they also have this really nice ball chain necklace, which just adds that little bit of texture, again, without being too overwhelming. If you have smaller or more petite features like I do, like I can wear a Rolo chain sometimes, but I have to be in the right mood. But a ball chain, it has just enough texture without being too chunky. And they actually also have a lovely like diamond bezel charm that comes as a charm, so you could put it on the ball necklace, and then that would kind of be the best of both worlds, I think. We already talked about tennis necklaces, but I really like the Unflippable tennis necklace by Stone and Strand, which is kind of a placeholder for me on my wish list because they don't actually sell to New Zealand. I believe they ship to the USA, to the UK, maybe a few other places, I'm not sure, but they don't send it here. I mean, regardless, it would take me like a while, probably a few years, to save up for this anyway, even if they did decide to start selling to New Zealand. But the thing that really brought me in about this is that it is a smaller size total diamond, like carat weight, like smaller stones. Again, I err on the side of more small than more oversized, but the smaller you go with the stone, the more important it is to get the settings right so that the necklace doesn't flip, because smaller tennis necklaces especially are notorious for flipping, so that you don't see the diamonds and you only see the settings, and then it's like, what's the point of getting, you may as well just get a silver necklace or a gold necklace if the diamonds are always going to be flipping and you're not seeing them. Typically, smaller the stone, the more likely it is to flip. So that's why I really like something like the Unflippable, which is just constructed so well that it doesn't flip. And then it's like slightly less ostentatious than a larger stone size of a tennis necklace, which it's always going to be a little bit ostentatious, but I think You can get away with it depending what you're wearing it with, depending how you stack it, etc, etc. Either way, it's really important that you get the construction right so that the stones lay facing forward. Anyone with tennis necklace recommendations, please leave them below. I will happily browse. And finally, these lovely bangles by Yi Collection. I like how it's constructed so that the stone is always like facing up. You know, it kind of locks into place on your wrist. It's more of an oval shape so that it's not rattling around, and like because the gemstone is on that side, it's always going to be top heavy and trying to fall down to the bottom of your wrist. So because of the way that these bangles are constructed, it's got actually like a clasp on one side and it's oval so that it stays in one place rather than moving around, like I already said. So in that way, when you look down, you're always going to see the gemstone versus always being annoyed and having to reset it and rearrange it, which I feel like would be so overstimulating. I pinned the ruby heart version here, but they also have like supersized versions, again more large scale. But I also love the blue Marquise sapphire version, which kind of reminds me of like an evil eye, which I think that would be really cool as well. I really like it. Those are all of the pieces that are on my wish list at the moment. Some of them are kind of aspirational, some of them are like, yes, I actually want to own this, and some of them are just sort of placeholders for the type of styles that I would look for. I know that with gold prices skyrocketing, I probably might be better off to stay in my silver lane, but oftentimes the type of styles that I'm looking for are really only available in gold, or I just kind of have a slight preference for them being in a golder tone anyway, such as the bracelets. I prefer to have those in gold rather than white gold or silver. Let me know if any of you own any of these pieces that I have on my list, and what are your micro reviews. I feel like we should bring back micro reviews to YouTube. YouTube used to be a land where you could go on and kind of almost pick someone's brain and find out what they thought about almost any single thing, and now it just seems to be more of a highlights reel where we're only seeing the creme de la creme, and we're kind of not looking at those pieces that are like the okay pieces. We're not kind of deep diving into what people think about, like, oh yeah, this is okay, but like it's nothing to write home about. And I almost think like those reviews are even more important, if not as important, as the reviews of pieces that we really truly love, or like really hate, like really want to avoid. It's kind of nice to get reviews on the middle of the road pieces so that we know, like, is this actually worth it, or is this kind of just like a middle of the road piece? Let me know if you agree with me or not in the comments below. And I'll see you so shortly in our next video together. Bye!